Hi, and welcome to Cutting Through the Red Tape. I am your host, LaShonta, and today we will be speaking on seasons. As you all know, I do come with my handy dandy scripture. And today I'm reading from Genesis 8, verse 22, and it says, "As long as the earth remains, there will be planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night." And today I just wanted to talk about seasons, when it will be a good time to evolve or to change. As we're going into the fall season, we're able to take a look around and look at all the things around us. Some things are dying, some things are falling off, some things are thriving, some things are coming back. Some of the colors are changing. Some of them are turning brown. Some of them are turning bright orange. Some of them are turning bright green. And as I look at the seasons, I rejoice because although something is ending, something is being established or renewing or coming alive, or thriving or being transformed. And that's the most exciting thing about as your seasons are changing or they're coming to an end or you're entering into a new season. You have so much more to look for. You're able to see where you can go and see how you will bloom and see how you will blossom and be able to watch the colors within you change. And that's the most exciting thing about life is nothing really stays the same. If it is the same, then that means that nothing is changing, nothing is growing, nothing is thriving. You're not walking into your purpose, or you're not going into the place that you need to be in if things remain the same. I know people say, well, we often don't look for a big change, but I'm always looking for a change. I'm always looking for a way to elevate. I'm always looking for a way to change within myself. And over this past year, I've been able to see a whole new season. I've been able to see a change. I've been able to see how things grow, how things die, how things thrive, how things blossom, and how things end. And I'm just super excited about your season. But I do want you to take a look at the things that you have going on within your season or within your life, and think about evolving. Think about elevating. Think about changing. It may be your scenery. It may be your home. It may be your job. It may be a relationship. It may be friends. It may be family, more so. We all know that we can't really change family, because, blood makes us family. But we do have the option to create families. We do have the option to surround ourselves around people who we may call family. And so I just encourage you guys to take a step back and look at your life, look at yourself, and figure out how you can evolve, how you can change, and how you can grow from some things, whether it be changing your hair, changing your style, changing the things that are around you. I know I'm in the process of decorating and painting and doing some little things around my area so that it could freshen up or lighten up. And that's the most exciting thing about change is you get a chance to see what you grew from and what you're growing into. Having the opportunity to know that as a person you can evolve. And although you loved what your past had for you, knowing that your future is going to be just as bright, knowing that your future is going to be just as big, knowing that in your future you get a chance to experience different things. You get a chance to experience things that you never experienced before. And that should be exciting, not just for me, but just for you too as well. The Bible tells us that day shall turn into night, that winter shall turn into spring, that spring shall turn into summer. So it does let us know that things are not going to stay the same always. So we don't need to expect that a lifetime of things would just be as they are. Because the Bible tells us that we do evolve and that we do change and that we do turn. The earth turns. So as the earth is turning, then we should be turning as well. We should want to go apply for higher positions within our job. We should want to um, better ourselves, or we should want to change up some things within ourselves as the seasons change as well. But let's not forget that when the seasons are changing, some things we have to let go. Some things we have to let unravel, and some things we just have to let be. And so within those seasons, it's not, we don't need to take on the upset or being upset whenever those things change or whenever those seasons come to an end. We should be rejoicing, and we should be excited, and we should be happy that some things are just not going to stay the same. Some things are going to take us into a different season or a different level. They're going to elevate us in some way. And so, as I was pondering on seasons, and as I was pondering on things changing, I began to think about how my children have evolved, how they have grown, and how they're into different things now, how they are experiencing different things. And in my mind, I thought to myself, if my children can change and if my children can evolve, then surely I can evolve as well. Fear holds us back from evolving. Fear holds us back from changing. Fear holds us back from experiencing new things. And I just want somebody to know that as long as you're covered, as long as you are in the confinement of Christ, then He's not going to put you in a position to where you're going to be harmed. He's not going to put you in a position to where you are more than likely not going to survive. He's always going to give you common sense. He's always going to give you strategy. He's always going to be right there with you, leading and guiding you. Now, if you take it upon yourself to step outside of the will of God or step outside of the alignment of God, then that's on you. You create those storms in your life. You create the things that happen to you whenever you're not obeying or whenever you're not listening to what Christ has told you to do. As long as we are obedient and Christ has called you to a different land, then that's a different season for you. As long as we are obedient and Christ is calling you to a different job or to a different position, that means He's already equipped you for the position that you are going to. So as the seasons change, it's not necessarily a season that's going to be it's not going to be real easy, but it's not going to be real hard either. And we only make it hard because we're not familiar with the next level. We're not familiar with the next season, as we shouldn't be, because we as a human race should always have the mind frame that I want to learn something new, that I want to experience something new. Someone told me today, there's a difference between having a teachable spirit and then somebody recognizing that they can't teach you anything, so they're not going to take the time to invest in you. And I don't even think I replied to what she said because it spoke to me in so many different ways. We have to be in a position to where we have a teachable spirit. And what that means is when your elder or someone who is over you is able to have a talk with you, and allow you to express yourself, and they're giving you tools, they're giving you access to the things that they know, they're granting you access to be able to build yourself up so that you can evolve and move on and move along to the next season or to the next level, elevate. That's what we would call it in the spiritual realm. So, as we think about that on today, do you have a teachable spirit? Or are you someone who doesn't like to listen? Are you someone who does not follow direction? Are you someone who don't want to listen to what your leader or your supervisor or your boss or the CEO, whoever it is that is over you, are you in a position to take what they are telling you, apply it to your everyday life, and elevate? Or are these same people looking at you and saying, I'm no longer investing time in this person. I'm no longer giving this person gems. I'm no longer giving this person the key because they're not going to do anything with it. I don't want to be that person. I always want to be in a teachable space so that whenever I am learning, I am able to apply the things that were given to me so that I can go on to the next level. It's almost like playing a game. When you are playing a game and it has different levels, if you fail that level, you have to go back, and then you've already learned how to beat that level, because why? You did not make the same mistakes you made the first time. The second time, whenever you had to try again, you applied what you learned so that you can make it to the next level. And that's what we need to be excited about when it comes to different seasons. In one season, you learn. In the next season, you're able to take what you learn and apply it to your next season. You're able to take what you know and allow it to elevate you to a different place, somewhere higher than where you were before. So, as the seasons change, as we're going into the fall, let us not complain about it being cold. Let us not complain about having to turn our heat on. Let us not complain about having to buy fresh comforters or um, t-shirts for our children, or even winter clothes for ourselves, because now we have the opportunity to experience a different season. We've already experienced spring, we've already experienced summer. Now we're going into fall, and hopefully we'll be able to experience winter as well. So don't take these seasons lightly. Take what you can from each season that you're in and apply it to your next season so that you may elevate in that next season. I think of it as having wisdom. I think of it as being in a place to where you're not the smart guy, but you're able to understand and apply what you've learned already to your next phase in life. And we should be excited about it. We should be excited about the growth, and we should be excited about the change. We should be excited about not staying the same. Some of us, didn't have a great season. Some of us are entering into a new season that's going to be greater. And so with that, we take what we know and we apply it to where we are going. And being able to do that, it means that it's gonna be a better season for you, unless you decide to remain the same. And then you're going to be stuck in a place where your fruit is not going to multiply. Either your fruit is not going to multiply or it's not going to blossom. And then you think about that as the seasons change, you have different fruits and you have different vegetables. You cannot grow the same fruit in the wintertime in the summertime, if that makes sense. So you can't take the seeds that you have carried on from the summertime and decide to plant them in the wintertime, because they're not gonna flourish. The ground is going to be too hard. The ground is going to be too cold. And those fruits and vegetables are not going to thrive in the winter as they will in the summer. And so remember that as well too. Take a look at all of the things that are around you and think about some things that you personally want to change. Think about some things that you want to do, some places that you want to experience, some new things that you've never had the opportunity to do, and apply or think about how you can achieve that goal. Think about how you will be able to be successful on that job, or think about the time that you pour into your children and how they will be successful later on in life. So don't have a one track mind and think about, oh, if this season is just mainly about my job. Think about getting into a church. If you don't have a church home, think about what God is calling you to do. Think about your purpose and think about where you need to be in order for that purpose to flourish. Think about a leader, or think about someone that can be your mentor. Think about some things that you want to do within your life, and that you may need some help with. Reach out to someone, or ask questions. I'm big on asking questions, and I have certain people that I ask certain questions to. I have certain people that I go to for certain things, and that's because those people are teaching me something different. Those people are putting me on the right track for whatever it is that I want to do, or for whatever it is that I want to flourish in. You have to make sure that whoever you're calling on is going to be able to point you in the right direction and give you the information that you need so that you will be able to flourish in whatever that thing is. Most importantly, call on Christ and ask him what it is that you need to do, and ask him to show you. We gotta stop being afraid to ask God questions. I know a lot of people say don't question God. Well, if you don't question God, how would you know the answers? That was something that I was told years ago. No, you absolutely have the right to ask God questions. He wants to know that you're paying attention, or that you're reading his word. He wants you to talk to him, just like you're talking to your friend. Have an intimate conversation with Christ and ask him, where do I go from here? What am I learning from this? Why am I here? What are you trying to show me? What are you pointing out to me for me to do? And it's just that simple. God is a God of love, and He will show you. He will direct you. He will lead you. He will guide you. He will help you. As the seasons change, remember that it's a good time to do a self evaluation of yourself as well. Your heart, your mind, and your soul. Be in a place to know when you need to change within yourself, or when you need to refresh yourself, when you need to pray and you need to ask Christ, heal my heart, heal my mind, and heal my soul. Because sometimes we place ourselves in position to where we can't evolve because we're not cleansed. I'm not sure if this is Bible related or anything like that, but I've always heard that God cannot come in if we're full of stuff that is not like him. So as the seasons change, we're going from spring to summer. Now we're entering into fall and winter. Ask God to uproot some things that is within yourself, that is within us, that need to come out so that he will be able to feel himself within us. And that would be a perfect, as the seasons change, that would be a perfect time to do that, to ask Christ to do that just for you, so that whenever you're ready to evolve or ready to elevate, you won't be weighed down with so many things. You won't be boggled down with life and with all of the things that you don't need to no longer hold on to. I'm reminded of Erica Badu, Bag Lady, and she says, "You got too much stuff. There's no way that we can swiftly move from one season to the next if we're continuing to hold on to a lot of stuff." New seasons is a perfect time to release and to relax because you made it. You made it to a brand new season. And you have to be so proud of yourself and understand that in the change, you also let go. But in the change, you will also get greater, or greater will be given unto you. In the change, you're able to release some of the things that you have carried for so many years. And once you enter into the new season, then you'll be free. You'll be so much lighter. You'll be so much you'll be in a place to where you're able to receive the blessings and the things that God or Christ has for you, because your hands will be open instead of them being closed. When your hands are closed, then that means you're holding on tight to something that you need to let go, something that you need to release, something um, that you no longer need. And this is will be the perfect time to release those things and to move along with your journey, or to enter into your brand new season, so that you can be free and allow yourself to accept the things that Christ has for you. Change well, adapt well, learn well, understand that it's okay, and understand that you need to relax, and understand that you are not alone. Christ is right there with us. For the Bible says that he will never leave us nor forsake us. Also, he also tells us that we shall lack nothing. So whenever we're coming into that season, it's already ordained. We're already equipped, we're already prepared, and we are already in a place to where we will be able to flourish in whatever it is that Christ has for us. So as we go into this cold season, now is not the time to be booed up. Now is the time to be prayed up. Now is the time for you to check your salvation, because Christ will keep you warm. He will keep you warmer than any physical person will. So take that time to get reacquainted with Christ. Take that time and allow him to love on you. Allow him to be there for you whenever you need him. Allow him to show you something different, show you something new, and keep you in that place until it's time for the season to change. This may be your shut in season. I don't know. This may be the season where you can come out with a fur coat on. This may be the season where it's time for you to be quiet. This may be the season where it's time for you to shout from the mountaintops. I don't know what season that you're in, but I do know that wherever God is leading you, wherever he has called you to, he's already equipped you for that thing that he is calling you to. He's already giving you permission, but you must be obedient, and you must listen to what he is telling you to do. You must go where he is telling you to go. And although it may be hard, although it may be tough, I believe in you, and I know that you can do it. I trust that God has given you what you need. We just have to pay attention. We just have to listen, and we just have to do whatever it is that he is calling us to do. So in this new season, wake up every day and be excited about the new things that you're going to experience. Wake up every day and tell yourself, today is going to be the day that I step into whatever it is that God is calling me to step into, and be joyful about it. For the Bible tells us to always remain in joy. We just talked about that a couple Sundays ago, about how it is great to be filled with joy and not to just have happiness. For we know that happiness is only for a moment, but joy lasts for a lifetime. And that the only way to obtain that joy is to have a personal relationship with Christ. And once He is within you and you are within Him, then we already know that you will be able to sustain, and you will be able to do the things that Christ has called you to do. As the seasons change, know that you're not alone and that Christ is right there with you. And be proud of yourself and know that you have stepped out on faith. I tell people all the time, I'm such a faith walker. A lot of people laugh at me and they say, well, how will you do that? And when are you going to do that? And why would you do that? I don't know. I just know that I'm going. I just know that I can go. I just know that I will go. And I know that wherever it is that I go, wherever I plant my feet, whatever it is that Christ has for me to do, He's going to make sure I have a ride. He's going to make sure I have the money. He's going to make sure I have the ability, the strength. He's going to make sure that I have the power. He's going to make sure that I am well equipped for whatever adventure I'm going to go on. And we also have to understand that just because we don't have doesn't mean that God is not going to grant it to us. And we got to stop thinking like that. We got to stop thinking about our own abilities and think about what Christ can do. He's our Father. And so that means He owns everything. And it is at our dispense. Right? I said it right. That is at our dispense, right? So that means that whatever you ask for, but it says in His name, you have to ask for it in His name. And so it shall be given unto you. So I want you guys to be blessed and to know that a new season is coming, and to know that you are already thriving in your brand new season. I can already see the change on you. I can already see what the next season looks like on you. And for me, it looks good. So I encourage you to keep pushing. I encourage you to keep going. And I encourage you to keep evolving and keep elevating. And don't worry about all of the other things that are around. Just worry about and focus on the things that are ahead. And that way you'll be in a new season in a better place at a better